Welcome back everyone to Golden Boots, and today is my video about the New Balance Furon V7 Plus Pro. As you know, New Balance make two versions of one football boots. They are the D stand for standard version and the 2E stand for wide fit version. The one I got here is the standard version, so let's get started. 235 gram for the size 7.5 US, 25.5 centimeters. 18 grams heavier compared to the original V7, but 235 grams is still a lightweight tough football boots in a size 7.5 US, equal to the Vapor 15 Pro and the X Crazy Fast 0.1, so it's no problem at all. There is a clear reason for this weight gain, and it is something that I am personally very interested in, which is the thicker midsole and outsole. Those who like the original V7, you like thin outsole, you're familiar with Mizuno or Nike tough outsole, I have to tell you that the V7 Plus will go in a different direction. You will have to really consider whether you should buy these or not. The cushion is called Fuel Cell, which has been used by New Balance on their basketball and running shoes. According to the information from the internet, it's a high-energy foam that's designed to provide a quick and responsive ride. It can withstand high impact forces to make the wearer feel speedy. When on hand, it feels extremely soft. The outsole is also made from a new material, softer and thicker at the forefoot area. The studs are made up of arrow shapes that are larger and arranged more sparsely than the original V7. The light blue and orange parts are the area used the same material. They are quite soft. But the dark blue part is where the brand made the outsole more solid to help the running experience more stable, not too soft from the forefoot to the heel. The upper is still Hypoknit, the brand's highest quality textile material, still fully covered with a layer of PU, but it feels different this time. At first, the original V7 upper was just a little bit stiff, but the V7 Plus is very soft out of the box. The coating is thinner and the padding underneath the toe box is also different, feeling more spongy to the top from the inside. Overall, it creates an incredibly soft and smooth feeling when on hand. I bet you still wanna know if it is identical to the upper of the V7 Plus FG. Personally, I'm not sure this time because I don't have the FG version to compare with, but through looking at the videos online, I'm pretty sure it will be very similar. If not identical, it should be 90%. The form of the shoe is made narrower on both sides, so they look better than the original V7. The lacing area is still the same as the V7 because this is only the Plus version, not the V8. The upper part above the elastic tongue has been partially separated like this, so when pulling the laces, the instep will be more snug fit. And one more thing that will increase the feeling of snug is that the stretch of the tongue. Both versions have good elasticity, but on the original V7, the tongue stretches more than the V7 Plus. It takes more force to stretch and expand this collar area of the V7 Plus. It's a bit more difficult to put on than the original V7 because the tongue is less stretchy, plus the form is narrower, but overall it's still easy compared to many others. The laces are also an innovation in this generation. No longer the small slippery material like the V7, they are now longer and better quality, ensuring they don't slip during the game. There is discomfort in the midfoot, but the feeling of tightness is more on the lateral side than the medial side. Not the little toe, but the lateral side of the midfoot. The toe box is comfortable right from the first wear because it stretches well and softer than the V7. Personally, I feel the boots fit well the shape of my feet. The toe box is low and the snug fit at both sides is just enough, not too tight at the little toe, like it was made for me. Do you ever feel that when you on-fit a football boots? Running for a while in the first training session, I felt quite tight on the lateral side. There were times when I had to stop training to take off my shoes and rest a little bit. But I only need one game to break in completely. By the second game, the only area that felt tight became very comfortable. The soft upper gives me the barefoot sensation. The feeling of being close to the ball may be not as good as the original V7, but the padding under the toe box area also creates impressive softness. Anyone who likes soft, maybe super soft upper materials will love this V7 Plus. It's incredibly soft, but the form has remained good after 3 games. I think the midsole and outsole are as thick as the Puma Future in the heel area, and the softness creates a feeling similar to the Ultra 1.3 and 1.4 Pro cage. Soft that walking on clouds, but the thickness is not equal to the Ultra. The outsole at the forefoot is thicker than the original V7, but not too thick. Overall, it's quite easy to get used to, even though I'm a person who is familiar with thick midsole and outsole, but I still have to say that New Balance made it smoother, more elegant than Puma and Adidas. Running doesn't feel much responsiveness because the outsole is soft, but the thicker material than the previous V7 brings me a soft and comfortable feeling when running, while still ensuring the agility. One more thing that impressed me is the snug fitting at the lateral side. The stability when changing direction is outstanding. The lockdown is great even though I didn't use grip socks. The studs are good enough, I only play them on dry days, but because they are soft so they don't feel as grippy and aggressive as before, but not slippery at all, so I have no problem with that. The upper is snug fit and the toe box is low and pointed. I have good experience when shooting with the ball. Feel so confident, but the outsole at the forefoot is softer now, so the feeling of toe poke will not be as good as the original V7. In conclusion, it is still my top 1 turf football boots. Yeah, sure, I like thick midsole and outsole, so in my opinion, the V7 Plus experience is better than the original V7. The upper is soft, super soft, but still fit tight at my entire feet. The cushion is super soft and the feeling of running is very satisfying. But now, this is the reason I tell you to watch before you buy. It's about the durability. Right after the first game, I discovered that there's a tear on the tongue, followed by a broken lace hole at the bottom, which was quite a shock. Looking at the structure of this area, you can see that the elastic tongue is attached to the part of the upper right here, and the lace at the bottom lace hole will have to go behind the attached area, and at the same time the lace hole above is made of a very weak material. So when the tongue was torn, the bottom lace hole also broke, forcing me to put the laces below the upper, using that torn hole as a lacing hole. So I could play 2 more games. Luckily it didn't tear anymore. Besides, the top lace holes are reinforced by a piece of soft plastic on the V7 Plus, so you can feel secure in this area. From my point of view, I think that not everyone has it, because my right boot has it, but my left boot doesn't. The attached area of the left boot is very reliable, no problem when I pull hard. Next is the coating material on the upper. It's soft but too thin. Once again, it took only 1 game. On the upper there was a tear at the stitching just below the laces area. On the left boot it seemed a little tear, but on the right boot the tear is bigger. But I think that this area will not tear further and will not affect the experience. But for those who you want a pair of perfect, flawlessly beautiful football boots, you have to really consider it. And please note that on the original V7, this situation will not happen because their upper feel thicker and more structured. From that, I asked myself a question: if I were the 2E version, would I get these problems? And what about if people with narrow feet wear the D version? Would you get these problems too? So I hope that if any of you experience these, please leave the comment to let others know about your opinion. Now I'm going to get my boots repaired. I still like the Furon V7 Plus very much. Still my top 1, just need to fix a little bit. My feet are 25.5 cm long and 10.5 cm wide. For the Furon V7 Plus, I go true to size 7.5 US 25.5 cm. So that's my review about the New Balance Furon V7 Plus Pro. Thank you so much for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I'm going to see you in the next video.